Hello everybody and welcome back to Felsbrunn. This is the big beet harvest, and yes, it is an episode, not a stream. I did say there was a 75% chance it would be done as an episode, so yeah, today is going to be just basically harvesting the entire field. Everything is going to be done by the end of this video. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I do have two of these harvesters which are kind of glitched, but I have found a way around it. Basically just reverse away from the collision which appears in front of the header, and then you should be alright to go. At least a worker's going to be doing this anyway, so it should be fine. I'm going to start off with the one over there. Hopefully this one doesn't need to be unloaded before I've actually finished. Come on game, or come on PC, there we go. If all goes to plan, then this is going to be pretty good. This is going to be a good episode because we're going to have loads of sugar beets going into the sugar beet bunker which I have produced. And yeah, it should just be essentially a very profitable episode, although the likelihood is nothing is going to be sold today. There's just no reason to, because I don't think the price is any good. Okay, so back over to the Massey Ferguson which is in the yard. I need to get the Joskin trailer, and then I need to get that just parked up at the side of the field. I'm going to be driving between both of the harvesters, unloading them both. Hopefully I can keep up, but the beginning is going to be the most difficult because, like I said, I'm going to be driving one of these harvesters just to get it past the concrete area here. Otherwise it's likely going to crash into my bunker made out of bales, and then the bales will be everywhere. As mentioned, you can put trees there that will prevent the workers from going up to it. You can also put a scarecrow there, or a fence, but I've decided to do nothing just because I haven't really had the time to do it, and also it does cost more money as well, even a tree. So that can go there. Make sure I don't crash into it either. And yeah, time to start over here in the T440. So just really quickly, I need to get this done. It'll be a time lapse, and after that everything should be mostly in real time, although I might do an aerial time lapse as well, showing the two harvesters on the go. But it is going to be a fairly full-on episode. Loads of sugar beet to get into the yard, so we'll see how we go. Okay, so I've got a full trailer there and pretty much a full harvester here. The harvester is actually more, the capacity is more than the trailer. It isn't a very big trailer, although it does seem to be very difficult to pull. But of course, yeah, pulling 31,000 litres of sugar beet uphill is going to be tough, even for a 400 horsepower tractor. So I really don't know what to do here. As for unloading, I'm going to save the game first because I really don't know what's going to happen. The possibility is there that when I tip this, it just sort of lifts up the bales behind, and the whole lot tumbles. If it does, then at least I can load it, but yeah, if it does do, I'm going to have to think of another solution. Most likely just dump it here without the bales. So yeah, first things first, saving content, and then, here we go. I think it might actually destroy the bales. Possibly. Wow. Is it actually containing them? It is, kind of. Got a bit of creepage. It's creeping. It is creeping. That is good. I am very pleased. I know there were some viewers who doubted me. They said this would never work. They said it would just obliterate the bales. Well, those few have been proved wrong, which is sad, but yeah, also it's good because I was right. And I'm never right. I think I have celebrated too early. Yes, well the collision is behind me there, so I need to essentially reverse back this way. This first section is very difficult. There was also a really good name which was suggested for that area there, and it was the beet box because it's like box shaped and it contains beet. So yeah, we have the beet box which has just self-destructed. Anyway, once again I need to head back over here. Oh, there's that collision from the glitchy harvester. There should be two actually because there were two harvesters parked here. And I think what I'm going to do, sadly, is just pick up these bales with the auto stacker, and sell them. But in a way that's a good thing because I need the money, because this is probably going to take more than an hour and it's going to charge me another £50,000 possibly just to be able to do that. So yeah, the money is not a bad thing. I am going to also check the price of the sugar beet currently just to see if it's good, but I doubt it. Yeah, as I thought, 377. It's not a horrific price, but it's not good. I'm sure I've seen it to 5 something before, possibly even 6 something. So yeah, I am going to wait. It's just typical that I have to wait, but I'm going to. And then hopefully in the future we're going to have some absolutely incredible price. If I don't sell any, then I suppose the great demand is more likely, but not necessarily. More demand. The alternative is actually to get the placeable BEET storage mod. It would be wise not to tip this load if I'm going to do that. It's a really good mod, it's just the problem was being able to afford it. But if I sell these bales and replace it with that, then great. It's this here and it looks really good. It's by Dogface. It costs 90,000 euros. So it's not cheap. But if I have more than 90,000 euros worth of bales, then I can afford it, but I don't think I do. Okay, so I've downloaded it. We're going to have to hold it there because obviously my bale structure is nowhere near good enough, which I am disappointed about. I did think it would be quite good, but clearly those few viewers who doubted me were correct, so yeah, nothing changes. Why is it that everything I do fails? It's so depressing. Although I'm not really too sad. It's fine. It's just a load of bales. Right, it's good though because we get loads of money, potentially. This is going to be boring, so I'm going to do it off screen. At least I'm going to do it mostly off screen. I could do a super fast time lapse. Okay, the final 5 or so, and then it's going to be time to just take a bit more loan, which is fine because it's all going to be repaid in the next couple of days with the horses and also the money from the sugar beet. As it's been mentioned by several viewers, there's no harm in having a loan because you don't have to pay that much interest on it. It's actually quite good, especially if you're on easy economy. So, which I am. So yeah, it's going to be fine. Time to go and build this thing, this sugar beet store, root crop store. I think the way it's going to work is it's going to have to go just in front of the pile which has already been dumped. I don't really have the time to be able to move that. It's 31,000 litres of sugar beet, so it's just going to have to go over here. And actually this is going to save me money building this because I think it has a conveyor belt to unload again, whereas if I just dumped it on the ground or put it in the bales, I'd have to either get a wheel loader, which would take a very, very long time considering the amount of sugar beet we're about to get, or I'd have to get the Roper Nawaro mouse, which is also very expensive. So this really is the most economical option, I would say. It's a very good idea. I should have just done it from the start, but I was just trying to be cheap, so yeah, it didn't really work too well. It's going to come under, not a farmhouse, well, unless you want to live in it, but silos? Yeah, there it is. So time to get some more money. It has a capacity limit. It's 300,000 litres. I worry that is not going to be enough. So I don't know exactly how to do this. But that can go. It's actually going to fit in really well. Why did I dump it there? It's not too bad. It's going to go here. Because that gives space behind. What do you mean? What? 5,000 extra? And now it's fine. It must just want to make sure that you can afford to, I don't know, do something else. It actually costs, oh I see, it was terraforming. What an idiot I am. So yeah, this should be now just a case of reversing into here or driving in forwards, unloading, and it automatically puts it into storage, which is obviously much easier because all you have to do after that is get a trailer the other side when it's time to unload again, time to sell, and it will automatically fill up from the store, which is in here. This is going to be good. Time to get those beet harvesters on the move again. Yeah, completely forgot about terraforming. This has stopped because it's hit a mound. Oh no, it's hit its own collision because it put the header up. I am amazed that it's still glitchy after all this time. This is not a mod, this is a base game machine. The other one is now on the move, and it's about a third full, I think, maybe a quarter full. This one is full, so once it's sorted out it can go onto a worker, and hopefully, well, there's nothing to crash into now, hopefully it's all going to work fine. I've been protecting my bale stack for nothing. Yeah, it's almost full, 44,251. And this really is already demonstrating how much you get out of the field. It's 100% fertilised, I think. 40%, 100%, yeah, 100%. So this really is as good as it gets. It's really good. Sugar beet never has a price of £2,000 per 1,000 litres. Far from it. In fact, not even £1,000 per 1,000 litres. But just because of the sheer amount that you get, it just makes it so worthwhile. But it didn't used to. In 17 and I think 15 was even worse. It was horrific. Not even worth touching sugar beet. Same with potatoes. They were worth about £200 per 1,000 litres maximum. Well, probably not maximum, but yeah, as an average. So yeah, that is all good. This is full again. It's going to be continually full. But at least I can now unload fairly rapidly and not really have to worry about where to put it. And of course it's allowed me to use this fantastic mod, which I saw from the start. Before I even built my bale storage point, I saw this mod on ModHub. But yeah, just trying to save money. But in the end it probably hasn't. In fact, the Nawara mouse, how much would that have actually cost to lease it, just to be able to move it all? I think it would have taken over an hour. Over an hour just to move it. That's 16,728 plus 6,888 per hour. So really, it's another expense with no resale value. Oh, look at that. There was nothing to hit except for some sugar beet, which is mounted. And it will have now put a collision on top of it. That one is full again, so back to over here. The good thing is it's coming closer to me. It's coming closer to the store. So the carting time is going to be reduced for every load that we do. It's missing a few pieces here, mostly because it's so uneven. I could use terraforming to level the ground out. Yeah, wait here for a few minutes while it unloads. Although actually the unload rate is pretty good on one of these. This trailer is nowhere near big enough. It can't even unload the harvester fully. But as you can see, the tractor is struggling a bit. I think that is actually going to be the start of the outside pile, because looking at this, we're going to have way more than 300,000 litres, which in itself is quite an achievement. So I think what I'll do to pick it up again later is use a wheel loader. The only other alternative is just to sell everything else which doesn't fit into the storage bunker straight off the field, and it's going to have to go to a sell point. But that really would not be a good idea, because yeah, it's not worth much. Currently, we're on FS17 prices, or very good FS17 price. We're on a fairly poor FS19 price. The next one is full. It is a really nice sight though, having two big machines working in the same field. And I really couldn't do this with another field. If it was too far away, it would just be ridiculous carting so far. It could be done in multiplayer, but that's it. 80% in the other one, which luckily is going to be facing the right way this time. But already, even not far into the harvest, we've actually eaten quite a chunk of this field up. So it isn't going to take too long. We've got big headers, big machines, and two of them, which always helps. So yeah, as I said, there might have to be another time lapse, and here he goes. Well, this really is going very well. The worker over there, the furthest one away, does keep having an issue with turning. I'm assuming it's just the road, or maybe it's the bollards or something, the posts inside the road. Not too sure. This one here seems okay, but it might start to mess up as he gets further that way. But yep, I've been getting a trailer load every 30 seconds or something. It's really incredible. I think I can actually see the storage used in there. 279,000 litres already. Okay, so it can take about, well, one more load. Not even one more load. This is going to be tough. I've already got a load out there. Just dumped. This one here is going to be the next one to unload, but I've just missed my opportunity. It's actually harvesting a smaller section of the field, which you can see on this map here. It's narrowing at this end, so I might be able to get away with this. If it can say 80% full when it gets to the far end, then it'll be fine. But I worry it's about to say it now. Maybe it's already said it. We will see. It looks very full. Yeah, that's looking challenging. But I am so pleased that I've done this beat. It just seems to be such a good thing to do, which I'm still trying to prove, but until I sell it, it's quite hard to prove. The price is still declining, so it's going to be a different day completely when I sell it, which is obvious. Ah, it's now 80% full, which is good. It means it can turn around whilst crashing into a tree, and I can unload going back up the field. I'm struggling to keep up. The other one is now 80% full as well. This one is almost 100% full, and because I've had to change its course, it's now gone off and left a piece, which is frustrating. But it is only one row, so hopefully I can still get it later. Well, if it was 2 rows I could still get it, it's just... no, I'm going to have to... It's full, I'm going to have to drive on the crop anyway. It's probably no bad thing. So there we go, another 31,000 litres, which is not going to be all accepted, so it's just going to have to be dumped. But I do worry about how to pick it up. It's just going to have to be a wheel loader. But if anybody has any suggestions, then please do post down below. It would be greatly appreciated, because there could be a cheaper alternative. There could be conveyor belts. I don't think they're cheaper, but I could be wrong. And they're going to come under belt systems. You definitely need this piece here. So to lease that is 255. And I think you need this one here. Actually, that is pretty cheap. Yep, that could be the option then. So this is the start of the pile. I might even go towards the field instead of on the concrete. But from now on, everything else is going to be out here. So we'll see how we go. It's going to be quite a mess. Okay, so we've got one which is waiting completely. The other one is just messing up here and has missed a great chunk. So I need to intervene. Well, I've got this one sorted, but the other one seems to be reversing all the way from over there. So that's weird. Oh, goodness me, it's on the crop. We're currently on 0.6 hours. So if I can get this done before the first hour is completed, then it's going to save me about £50,000, which just seems obscene, really. But that is the reality. The virtual reality. Another 31,000 litres to be dumped on the ground. Obviously the stuff which is outside is going to be the first to go. Everything which is nice and clean and dry inside can stay there for a while. Unless the price is just so good and the demand stays high that I can just sell everything in one go, in which case, well, that would just be the ideal world. That would be really, really good. We've now got to the stage where I think I should be taking over one of these harvesters, since there is a lot of missed bits, which is surprising because the workers usually do a good job, and I'm the one that misses all the bits, but no, not today. It's very good. Yes, I can be proud of myself today, because somebody's worse than me. I'm going to go and just pick up all these areas. I'm aware that some of these areas, you can see where there's just like a, well, that piece there, a few pieces up here, they might have a collision on them, weirdly. If you close the game down and restart, it's gone. It's just, weirdly, the header seems to just set a collision, which stays there for the period of time you're in the save game before you close the game again. So yeah, these pieces here on the left here, most likely they have a collision. That's finished. That one's going to say it's finished at the bottom of there. We're currently on 0.8 hours, so I do have time to keep going without having to rush, which is nice. It's always very nice not to have to rush. The system is good that you have to pay per hour, but there's like no sort of customer relations at all. If you go a second over, that's another £50,000. Whereas in real life, I think you'd be let off by 1 second. Public relations are a good thing. They make businesses thrive. Well, good public relations do anyway. I'll just go back over here and finish off the piece which wasn't reachable by the other harvester. Then I can actually unload straight from the harvester onto the ground. No point putting it in a trailer first. £876 wage bill, but that's actually really good. I would definitely pay that. That's like a fifth of a trailer. In fact, probably not even that at a good price. I will attempt to harvest those squares over there, but I'm really not holding out too much hope. We'll see, just to make it look a bit neater. Oh, good. What about this one here? Oh, very good. And finally, the piece which couldn't be bothered to be harvested because the harvester doesn't like doing it. There we go. And it has a collision, which conveniently I've got completely stuck on. We have less than 6 minutes left before I'm charged. Let's rush. We've got to rush. I'm assuming the other one is on the same time. I can't return either of them because I don't know which is which. This has come across me fairly quickly. Right, you go there. This one is almost full. Quick! Oh, this one's on 0.7. I must have left the engine running. But there we have it. The field is harvested. What do you think? If you think it was worth it, please do give the video a thumbs up. If you don't think it was worth it, then of course feel free to down the video. But that would be kind of strange because it was worth it. Well, I'm going to prove that very soon. But that is a good pile. It's a very good pile, and the store is completely full. I am so pleased. So thank you so much for watching. I'll be selling this in the next few days, hopefully. Until next time, see you again soon. Bye for now.